Hello everyone, this is Gayle, and today I'm going to show you a quick little tutorial. It's not going to be a very long one, but if you remember when I did my clay carving, I baked this to have a shape that I was going to use, and then I ended up not using it. But then in the meantime, someone asked me about carving with a Dremel. And since I've never done that, I thought I would give it a try and just see how it turns out. And hopefully it will be a good enough tutorial that I can publish it for you. Now the only problem I'm having right now is coming up with a design. I want something simple because like I said, I've never done this before. And yet something that will show up on this clay. Now what this is a mishmash of scrap clay, and it is in the fall colors, the oranges and reds and yellows and oranges. And I got it all mixed up, and then I covered it with a thin layer of black clay and then baked it. So this is baked. So maybe since it is the fall colors, even though fall is just about gone, I think I might draw a leaf anyway. And I don't think that's very centered, even though I'm not a very symmetrical person ordinarily. Let me get, I do believe, somewhere in my little stash of cutters, I have some leaf cutters. I don't see them right now. I just thought that would be a good thing to use as a template. I had some leaves, and I had some miscellaneous cutter shapes, and I do remember taking it out of my drawer because they were shapes I never used. So let me just go back. I'll try again. Now this is a gel pen, and I don't know, like you saw, I easily wiped it off a little while ago, so I don't know how this will do. But I need something that I can follow. And of course we'll put a vein down the middle, and one from each one of these. And hope that will dry. I'm going to pause the camera for a minute until this dries. Okay, I got my heat gun out, and I do believe it dried with the heat gun. But there's the design I'm going to carve. And I'm going to put it on this non-stick rubber thing, which will make it easier for me to hold on to. And I'm using a little ball. There you go. Let me use this. It's a little ball on the end of my Dremel tool. And I think it's to emboss on metal. And this is also an adjustable Dremel tool. So I am going to use it on the lowest I'm not going to go really fast. And be sure you hold on to this because the Dremel tool can grab it. But I'm going to take this and first I'm going to trace my lines. And I probably ought to be using a mask. This ball tool isn't easy to work with. I thought if I got my lines drawn on there, then I could go back and go a little deeper. This long lines is working better. I think you just have to give it a light touch. I think I was trying to add too much pressure to it. While I'm doing this, I'll tell you that during the holidays, it's going to be kind of difficult for me to get into my craft room to do my videos. So I may do some short ones as I have time. So that I will have something I can give you. Because I don't want you to go all during the holidays without any tutorials. But they may not always be complete projects. Might be techniques and things like this. Let me turn that off and see what we've got. You can see all the clay that came off. Like I say, you probably should wear a mask, because inhaling polymer clay dust is not good. I have had some terrible sinus issues from dealing with polymer clay dust, so I think I'm going to find my mask. I'll be right back. Okay, I now have my mask on. If I sound like my voice is muffled, it is. And I can feel that line. I don't know if all of them are deep enough really. I have a bunch of different. This one is a ball with a point on the end. I wonder if this might work better. So let me change this. Just make sure when you change your things that these are very tight and you can't pull them out after they're tightened. So let's try it with the one with the point. Only problem is you have to be careful the direction you use when it's a point. Okay, what? Sorry about that. I don't know what made that stop. I'm having a hard time staying in that little groove. And my color's not showing through yet, so I need to keep going. Probably the deeper this groove, the easier it will be. One thing I am noticing, I'm getting through to the color now, it's easier for me to hold the Dremel still and turn my piece. Let's see what we've got now. There's going to be dust down in there, so you can't really tell yet. But I have gotten through to some of the color. Doesn't look like it's all the way through, but you can see that I'm getting some color now. So I'm going to continue carving, and I'll stop every once in a while, but I'm going to fast forward through this just because I don't think unless there's something I need to tell you, I don't think you want to spend all of your day watching me drill. It's a good thing I hadn't started fast forwarding yet, because I do want to just show you, this is beginning to show more color. I don't know if you can tell the differences in the color, but there's some orange and yellow. But let me see if maybe I take I was going to say a Q-tip, but maybe a toothpick would do just as well. Just to kind of clear the dust from in there. Maybe take a little piece of paper towel. And I can see that better. Can you? There's some reds and yellows and oranges. So now is when I will start fast forwarding so that you can see. I just wanted to make sure this was going to work before I showed you the whole thing. But I will be back regular time as soon as I finish. Okay, well you can see now I've got the outline of this leaf. It's not a very pretty leaf, but I'm going to put some little finer lines in it, and I don't want this to be as big as this one is. So let me see if I can find another little pointy thing. And say I've got so many. That doesn't have a point on it. And I don't know how a blunt edge would do it. That's possible, but I don't think that's a point. There's one with a point. Let me try this finer one. And let's see if I can put some little finer lines in here. You want to be very careful with a Dremel. A Dremel is a power tool. Even though a lot of crafters use it for crafting, it is still a power tool, and it can be pretty dangerous. So just be sure that you've got a good hold on what you're working on, and don't let this thing hit your finger. not much thinner than the other one, but it might be the pressure that I'm putting on it. If you hear the TV in the background, I don't think I've told you, my daughter is home today. Today's her birthday, and she's got the rest of the week off for her birthday. So she's in the other room and the TV is on. We're going out to dinner tonight with the family. Going to P.F. Chang's, which if you don't have one near you, it's a sort of a high-end Chinese, I think they call it a Chinese bistro, which I didn't know they had such a thing. But she picked it herself. My family usually lets whoever's birthday it is, they get to pick where they want to go, and then the rest of us just go along. I don't know that this is what beans on leaves look like. It would really be better if you had a picture to go by, and I wasn't prepared with a picture. Let me put some of this dust in a trash can. But look at all the dust. It generates a lot of dust. And like I said, this dust is not good for you to breathe. It's much more dust than you would get if you were sanding. And I'm just going to spray this with some water and get a clean paper towel and just wash it off a little bit. Get some of that dust off of the surface. And I'm going to take a Q-tip and get down in those grooves. This is when you can see where all your mistakes are. But it didn't turn out too bad. I think where I first started is probably the worst after I got going. But that would be a way that you could carve on clay. Let me take my mask off. There. But that's one way you can carve on clay. If you're not happy or if you're not confident using the carvers, you can use your Dremel. Just be very, very careful. So just be sure that whatever colors, now you could do, if you wanted to do a Christmas ornament, that's what I should have done as a Christmas ornament. Then I could have put it on my tree. But you could make a round just like this, but put your like reds and greens and yellows and whatever Christmas colors you want in here. Cover it in black, bake it, and then drill, you could drill ornament lines and then put little things around it. It would have been real cute. I wish I had thought of that. But I don't have another one baked, so I will just settle with what I've done. So I hope you enjoyed this, and just, like I said, with the holidays coming up, my schedule might get a little wonky. I'm still going to try to do a Monday tutorial, but if I'm not able to spend the time to do a full project type tutorial, I may do some little short technique things like this, and they may not always be on a Monday. But hopefully everyone will enjoy this, and I will be back soon with another polymer clay tutorial. Bye-bye.